Having almost 200 characters and 11 stories is a lot as a creator, especially when I get hyperfixations or inspiration based on either a song or a drawing that I forgot I had, and create a bundle of new ideas. So when I was pondering on what to do for my next video, I was going to do a part 2 of my previous video, but I thought I'm going to wait and flesh out my multi-dimensional universe infinite space to put all of these characters that I have that don't belong in their own stories. I am calling it Nexium, and for today's video I have 2 characters that are going to exist in this world as sort of travelers of it, just for fun's sake. And I thought that I would elaborate just a little bit more because I have a bunch of other stories as things that have survived my elimination process. Nexium is going to be keeping all of the characters that I really got attached to and that I really don't want to have to drop entirely, and any other characters are just... I'm afraid that I cannot keep them all, but this is my way of salvaging as many of my characters so that they don't have to go poof. When I was working on the illustrations that you'll see upcoming in this video, it was mainly because I was looking back at my reincarnated world, and I was rethinking how I would end up doing that story if I was to throw them into any other stories, and then I looked up and I saw my best friend's gift OC that they had made for me years ago, and I will be linking their Instagram down below because their artwork is super cool, realistic, cartoonistic, just yummy is the best way I can describe it. And also, if you are watching this video, hello, I am gushing about your artwork because I still enjoy it to this day, and I have to thank you as well, because if not for you, I would not have half of these characters and story ideas that I do because of some of the things that we used to do when creating random one-off LARP story creations. Just basically imagine just young adults with plastic Nerf swords and just running around in the backyard. That was us creating a bunch of whimsical worlds of fantasy and cybernetic, whatever you want to call it. We just created an infinite amount of worlds, and it was awesome. And that has led me to going back and seeing this particular character and thinking, you know what, I need to give them a name. So I came up with the name Calypso. I also changed a few things for the sake of me drawing the character in a way that felt more like my own instead of it being exactly like Undertale, because I have a style problem that still to this day bothers me, where when I draw something heavily based upon its original source, especially making fan artwork, and it doesn't look like it's my own, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. So, when creating Calypso, I wanted to make a few changes. One being the shoes gone and replaced with more bone bird feet claws that they could use. And then another change was the goggles that they have are more of bird-like goggles that kind of curve over their nose hole to kind of give an illusion of more intimidation. And I also decided to add reflective kind of golden glasses to it with the black outline still, so that it looks as intimidating as possible, giving them 2 golden sharp teeth to go along with it, and a few adjustments to the colors of the outfit, but as best I could, keeping that same sort of sweater underneath with the jacket over it with the fluffiness and the shorts. I also changed the bones. Instead of them being super white, I changed them to more of like a cream bone color, just for the sake of separating them from the paper that I would probably put them on if they were in a blank space. I do not have an exact detail of how Nexium would work and look and all that, but basically just kind of imagine a place that you can have bajillions of characters and layouts that can change, kind of just really, really whimsical and fantasy-like. Calypso is one of 2 characters that is able to travel through these worlds to others, and I just thought that it would be a fun way for me to introduce this world by having 2 characters that could belong in their own world, but I choose not to just for the sake of time. And also, when creating these characters, I thought it would be something that I could have fun experimenting with, because one of the things my best friend had mentioned to me as I was creating my reincarnated was not having them have to be based on them. They could just be magical skeletons. And I thought that was really cool, because eventually it would be nice to completely separate them, but also for the sake of stylization and the way that they look, it cannot be helped if someone looks at a skeleton and is like, oh, is that from Undertale? Because it happens a lot more than a lot of artists would like, but I have grown used to this with the way that most of my artwork, especially my fan artwork, looks so close to the original sources that I am working heavily to alter this. Hence why I've been practicing with my characters so that I can put them in environments that best fit them so that they have that unique distinction. Another thing with creating Nexium is for these characters that don't fit into a world, nor do they need to. Sometimes they can just kind of exist in fun little one-off spaces. When creating this character, Archer, I actually had came up with this just kind of with the idea of, what if I was to make this character, but from my own headspace, but turn them into, like, their brother character, because there is no reference for this. There was no Papyrus fusion gift that my friend had made. It was just the Sans alternate fusion that they had made. I had thought to give them 2 sharp, tiny teeth in the front middle and 2 tusk-like ones sticking upward. I also gave them a sort of similar mask, but also inverted the colors, gave them slightly darker bones for the coloration of variety, so they don't get completely matched identical, but maybe like a family thing where perhaps some of the characters have traits that mixed and matched, because I do like the idea that some of the characters do have parent characters, but they're just not mentioned. For the mask that I had given them, I thought it would be more intimidating if it kind of fishhooked outward a little bit, so it wasn't as aligned to their face, maybe a bit more of a shorter face snout and taller head to kind of match it, and cheekbones that stick out. But yeah, overall, with these 2 character designs, introducing the world of NXIVM to you all, I am hoping that I can kind of work on fleshing out all these characters a lot easier and scrapping anything that is unneeded and unnecessary over time so that I can get all of the creations that I want to throughout my art journey out to you all, and hope that you will enjoy it. And if you guys are struggling with characters, be it you have a handful or as many as I do, have fun with it, and if you really have to downsize them, come up with fun ways like I have and create a universe where you can just pocket them so you don't have to say goodbye to all of them, and it makes it easier for organization's sake. But if you guys want to learn more about this stuff, I will be posting some more stuff to my Patreon exclusively with some sketches and concept ideas that I won't be sharing until future videos when I have it all together. But thank you all so very much for making it to the end, and let me know what you think of these particular characters, and if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so very much. If you have not already, don't forget to leave some likes and comments and subscribe to join the Subscribblers squad. In the meantime, don't forget to check out some of my playlists, and if you would like any fan artwork featured at the end of the video in the Subscribblers gallery, tag me in it. I would love to see what you guys make. And if you'd like to support my works and see more, check out my card link below, especially for the patron exclusive rewards. £2 a month, the Fennec Fox tier gets you access to secret sketches and artwork early. The Arctic Foxes, for £5 a month, you get exclusive access to videos and webtoons pages early, and the Red Foxes have the opportunity to be featured as a background character or a commission instead, and your name read out at the end of the videos just like this. Thank you so much to Frankie Jr. 13 and Spot Draws. Stay possum, Subscribblers, and I'll see you real soon.